it's Biddy Penny and welcome back to my channel. Today I am playing with the Not Too Shabby May subscription kit once again, and I wanted to make this video. I'm making 5 more cards and I wanted to play with this color theme because I had played with the other one before, and it is just so beautiful, quintessential coffee lovers paper. I really hope that Jamie's restocks this in the shop. At last time I checked, it was sold out, but if you get the kit and you need some inspiration, please follow along. If you don't get the kit but you have paper, or maybe you want the stamp sets which are available, then you can definitely play along. Okay, so first card, I really wanted to use this paper and ephemera, and so I am bringing in 4 different little coffee images that I thought were about the same size. And so I'm just using my mat here to make sure that they're all going to fit in the same size square. And then I cut these down to 1 1/4 by 2 inches, and I made 4 squares to go on each card, or to go on the card front. So that's what I'm doing here now, is just cutting these down. So in my video today, I'm going to make a shaped card, a slimline, mini slimline, and 2 A2 cards. So you're going to get some variety. All right, so this is coming along here, and the idea I had was to build a little grid for these. Now, I also want to do some of these ephemera pieces today that I thought were just like adorable coffee signs, is what they remind me of. They remind me of a cute wooden sign I would see in a coffee shop. All right, so I am going to bring in my vintage photo distress oxide, and I am going to distress all 4 sides of each of these 4 squares. And I really feel like this gave it an extra nice touch. And, you know, if you didn't want to do a ton of matting for your paper layers, I would say consider more just, ink blending around the edges, because it really makes it pop off the paper, I think, quite a bit. So one thing I did is, you can see there, I gave the bottom edge of each square a little thicker distressing, and that way it's kind of like a tabletop, if you will, or it just grounds these ephemera pieces a little more. So I chose to do that for each one of these. This color scheme and these images remind me of one of my dad's favorite diners that he used to take me to. And so I really kind of thought of him when I was making this card. All right, so I did also use the residual ink on my blending brush, and I went around each one of the ephemera pieces to knock back that white border. The white border is totally fine, but because my background had such a richness and a darkness to it, I really kind of wanted the ephemera pieces to match. So I did ink blend around all of them. And now I think it makes it look more cohesive, like they were made to go in those squares. And now I'll just glue this down to my A2 card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And I just love the way that turned out. So now I bring in this other sheet of paper and I cut it down, and basically I'm mimicking for the inside of the card what I had done for the outside. And I'm just ink blending around this piece of paper. And then I will bring in another piece of ephemera so that I have more of a sentiment. Coffee and Friends, a perfect blend, yes. Feel like things are opening up more now, and so people can actually go get coffee together again. It's the little things. Um, so I feel like cards like this are definitely needed right now. So fun. So that is card 1. Card 2, I brought in these cat scrappiness dies. And I like the jagged edge, and I really wanted to use these 2 pieces of ephemera. And I thought the big donut was perfect to go on a circle card. And then this adorable, I don't know, I like to think of that as being boba tea with the tapioca balls in it. But I just think these are so cute. And this card is so simple and so fast. I just cut out that circle with a cat scrappiness die. I added these 3 pieces of ephemera. I'm going to pop up the little sign. And now I'm using this other cat scrappiness die, and I went ahead and folded my card base in half and then cut off the edge there so that the 2 pieces would stay together and fold. And then I put my other layer on top. That way it disguises that edge there that's not quite circular. And now I'm going to layer this right on top. This release was just so adorable, and you guys, it sold out in record time, but like I said, I do believe the stamp sets are still available, and as much as I love paper, and you guys know that, I adored the stamp sets in this kit very, very much. In fact, I am going to do some stamping and watercoloring later on in this video. And I had the best time coloring up the images in the I Heart Coffee stamp set. So here I'm just using these really soft pink hearts. I thought they were just a sweet little blend to put with those 2. And now another thing I really like to do is go ahead and just use up my scraps instead of storing them. So I went ahead and took my scrap pieces of paper that I already had, and I cut everything down pretty much to 3/4 of an inch or 1/2 an inch, some a little bit thinner, but I have all these scraps now in strips. And I'm going to do a design that I really like to do when I have these types of scraps left over, and that is paper weaving. I absolutely love paper weaving. I don't know why, I just do. And it's a great way to use up that paper. So I am just going to weave all of this together. Now you'll notice I kind of picked like all neutrals to go vertically across my card, and then I picked patterns to go horizontally. It just kind of helps break up the eye a little bit. So when I'm paper piecing, that is something I think about. I also like having the variation in size. Now I did use my micropore tape to hold these pieces together and in place while I glued them and stuck them onto my card base. And now right here what I'm doing is just gluing the top pieces down and making sure everything is secure to my card base. Then I will trim off the excess paper. And now I put this in the trash, but I'm sure if you wanted to, you could definitely get creative and use those pieces. I was just fine with discarding them. And now I'm going to take off my micropore tape, and our background is done. Here I'm just bringing in 3 more adorable pieces of ephemera. I really like this card kit too because I think coffee is just great all year long. I don't know about you, but I get a lot of Starbucks cards and I give a lot of coffee cards. So, you know, it's fun to have these in our stash because they're good all year. Okay, you can tell there that I used my micro pour tape once I found the 3 pieces of ephemera where I wanted them. And then I just was able to flip this piece up to adhere my phone tape. And then I'll be able to remove the release paper off the back and just flip it right back down so it's exactly where I wanted it. And then I can take my micro pour tape off. So if you find that you're really particular, like, oh, I've got this exactly where I want it, that might be a tip for you. I completed the insides of all of my cards today, but I did not complete them all on camera for you. So if you hang out to the end of the video, you can see all the insides. I'll show them to you then. Moving on, I brought out my Prima watercolors, and I'm sorry, they are off camera and I did not realize it. So you won't see me doing much blending, but that's okay. I'm really just taking this really vibrant blue and I'm watering it down significantly because the first thing I want to do is a blue wash on this little coffee mug. So you can see I have a piece of ephemera up there. And I'm basically just wanting to get the same kind of look. And so I kept that out and right there for inspiration. So I'm just watercoloring these images inspired by the ephemera that came in the kit. So one thing that's really cool is that Jamie is offering the pieces of these kits individually, and then she's offering the kits so that you could just get the kit 1 month if you wanted it, but not subscribe, or you can subscribe. If you subscribe, you do get a discount and you're guaranteed to get a kit. I know that this kit sold out like by the second day it was released. And so I have seen a sneak peek of the next kit, the June kit. And for me, I'm head over heels in love with it. I know it's going to be popular. I know it's going to sell out. So here's everything that I colored up. I had so much fun with these and my inspiration piece. And I love that chartreuse kind of green. I wanted to pick a color that would give me a pop of color, give me some contrast. Okay, so I took this paper and I kind of wanted to create a paneling for my card. And I just chose the neutral blue. And I cut these in 3/4 inch size strips. And then you'll get to see me do the whole background here. I'm just spacing it. I'm trying to space it evenly, but of course I'm just eyeballing it. I'm not measuring or anything. And I'm just stretching each piece out, cutting some off, moving it to the next line. And that's kind of just an organic way to create your patterns so that it's not too repetitive. And, you know, it looks like maybe wood floor paneling, something like that. It's kind of what it mimics, or brick. In this case, I guess it would be subway tiles. Anyways, I thought for a slimline card that this is a great way to use your 6x6 paper. And I really just like the interest that it adds, but it's not too distracting. So you can kind of see what I've got going on there. I've got those 3 circles that I cut out of the pattern paper. I've got all that lovely ephemera that I colored up, and I actually just fussy cut all of that out. and it was no big deal. And I'm not like real keen on fussy cutting, but these images were super easy to fussy cut. If you have a brother scan and cut, they would work really well with that too. Okay, so I played around with different configurations of these treats because I really wanted to fit as many on this card as I possibly could. They were just so cute. I wanted all of them on there. Okay, and I am just gluing these things down. So most everything is glued flat. And then I just picked one item on each circle to kind of pop up with some foam tape and give it that little added dimension and interest. I'm silly, but I've really been wanting a croissant stamp, and I'm so excited to have one in my stash now. Oh my goodness, yes. So that's one thing I really admire so much about Europe is the bakeries and the delis and such that seem so prominent in the landscape, which we do not have here. I know when my husband and I were there, we always took advantage of the deliciousness that is on every corner. A croissant was definitely part of that. So you guys, let me know what you guys think down below about some of these card designs in this kit. I know I really had so much fun playing with it. In fact, I've pulled a couple of stamp sets out now that I want to de-stash. Just because I know the next time I want to make a coffee card, I'm probably going to want to play with this one anyways. So I'm going to probably let go of the others. Now that cute little muffin there actually came from the Yum Yum set, which is the one that has the hamster and all the adorable icons and sentiments. And that is also in a digital file. So if you, are international and you're just wanting some of the icons, you could definitely go for the digital stamp set. This is my last card with you guys today. This is a mini slimline card, and I'm keeping it simple. I adore mini slimlines, and I can tell so many other card makers do too. It's just a really fun and fast way to make a card. I mean, I just lined these up and I was good. So I'm going to glue these pieces down. It really just couldn't get much easier than this. It's so easy to fill these little cards up, and they look so complete. And it's fun because you can make more of them in the time that you have to craft to cheer more people up. So yeah, I'd like to know which card is your favorite. And if you have the kit and you're looking for inspiration and wanting to play with it, I'd love to hear that too. Now these sequins also came from Jamie's shop. They were included with some of my purchases. I actually combined them in a bag. And I really like these because they are flat, like completely flat. And so you guys probably already know I like to layer up my sequins, and these are fun to layer just like regular sequins. And so I picked just the bigger blue ones and then a smaller dark blue. And they just added a nice touch to this card. So once I get those glued down, I am just going to glue down this to my card base. Such a cute, sweet little card. that's it, you guys. So here's the first card we made together. Just a classic. And this little cutie, and I'm trying to give you guys a close-up of those hearts. They're really sweet. And how I did the inside. I love this design. I always go back to it. And those ephemera pieces just finish off the inside so nicely. Look at those cuties. So cute. And those faces I stamped on those cups, you can also stamp them out without the faces. And this was my final card. Good days start with coffee. Thank you guys so much for spending your time on my channel. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.